I have found what I believe to be, with a very high conviction, the next 100x meme coin for 2025. And I don't say this lightly. There's not many coins. There's basically no coins that I personally own or think will be going 100x in 2025. However, this coin that I'm going to tell you about is one of them. And the last time I made a video about a specific coin that was going to go 100x, it went 300x. And that coin was Toshi. I posted this video in my private mastermind community, which gets access to all of these signals before everyone else. And in fact, Newt right now is at a 2.4 million market cap. By the time you see this video, it's probably significantly higher. This video is being filmed and shared with the mastermind at this current valuation, or even lower than that. And so Toshi, I posted in my private community. I did also post a video on my YouTube channel about Toshi at a 2.5 million market cap as well. And if you look at the chart for Toshi, it went all the way up to about a 900 million market cap at its peak, which is about a total of a 300x or more from the entry price in about 1 year and a half. You can see up here, it went up to a 900 million market cap. And this is the next 100x that I am finding that I'm going to show you in this video. And yes, the coin is called Newt. So what is Newt? Newt is a new meme coin that's just launched on Abstract. Okay, Abstract is an L2. It also just launched, and it's built by the Pudgy Penguins team. The thesis for Newt is basically the same as the thesis for Toshi, yet the market has completely overlooked it, just like they completely overlooked Base. Because the reality is, people don't actually know what is going to get adopted in crypto and what a good team looks like. They don't know what the future of crypto looks like. Whereas I clearly do, because my opinions turn into money, as you could see with Toshi. And this is my next big opinion and my big thesis around crypto. And this whole video, if you're interested in watching, is going to break down the entire thesis behind this coin. I'm going to tell you when to buy Newt. I'm going to tell you where to buy it, why I'm buying it, and why you should buy it as well, depending on the price that you're getting into it. Okay? And so yeah, the Newt thesis is very similar to Toshi for three main reasons. Number one, it is a meme coin bet on the growth of a layer 2 ecosystem. Think about all the meme coins that are the meme coin of Sui, the meme coin of Solana, the meme coin of Base, right? Newt is the meme coin of Abstract. Newt was the first community takeover coin of the Abstract chain, the first real CTO. I actually watched the CTO happen live in the group chat of the team that took over it. Okay, and number three, it's betting on a chain with the ability to drive exit liquidity. So my thesis with Base was essentially that Coinbase was going to be really popular in the bull run. They're going to send all their customers to the Base chain. They're all going to buy meme coins on Base. Toshi's the face of Base, named after Brian Armstrong's cat. Newt has a very similar thesis. Pudgy Penguins, the largest NFT collection in the world. The Pudgy toy sold globally. It's in Walmart retail stores. It's known about globally. Luca Netz is building a brand around this sort of IP of the Pudgy Penguin, which is going to be integrated into Abstract, into the games, into the streaming platform, and all the different things that they're doing on Abstract. And all this brand that he's building globally, he's going to be funneling this exit liquidity onto the Abstract global wallet, this platform that they've built, which we're going to go over later. And people are going to be able to buy these meme coins. And the meme coin is a bet on the growth of Abstract as a chain, essentially. Okay? Now, why am I bullish on Abstract? There's so many layer 2s. Everyone wants to launch a layer 1. There's so many chains. Why Abstract? So crypto nerds love to jerk off about decentralization and privacy and security and users having self-custody and all this garbage that people actually don't care about. There's a very small amount of people in crypto who care about those things, and it's obvious that if you're a nerd and you're a crypto lover, you're going to value those things so much higher than what actually most people value, which is it easy to use? Is it fast? Is it cheap? Is it exciting? Is it the best thing that I could be doing with my time? Right? Is it easy to understand? Could my grandma use it? Right? That is actually the future that these projects should be building towards if they want to achieve mass adoption. But a lot of these layer 1s, layer 2s with these nerdy ass teams, they end up focusing on a bunch of bullshit And that's why they never get adoption. Solana, the most adopted chain. Why is it the most adopted? Fastest, cheapest, easiest to use. It actually builds what people want. Ethereum, dying. As we grow bigger, Ethereum dies more and more. Why? Because it's fucking slow, clunky, shit to use. And these layer 2s come along and they actually are doing a good job of fixing the shit that, Ethereum sucks, but the layer 2s, some of them are actually doing a good job of abstracting the blockchain away from the usage of the actual platform. And that's a concept called chain abstraction. And I think if you're going to build a layer 2 which is going to get adopted, you need to be really focusing on chain abstraction. You need to remove this concept of the blockchain, all these different technicalities of bridging and approving transactions. You need to remove all of this and you need to replace it with a simple user interface and experience that people are used to using in the traditional world. Okay? And so why am I bullish on abstract? Because of that reason. They're focusing on abstracting the chain away from the everyday user experience. They're focused on making it fast, cheap, easy to use. There's a thread here actually by this guy, this one here, talking about why abstract is going to outperform base for the consumer crypto adoption. There's a number of different reasons here. Consumer first design matters. So Coinbase Smart Wallet is really cool. They got a bunch of cool integrations. You can get paid through one of the partnerships that they have directly into USDC, into your wallet. The Coinbase Smart Wallet itself is designed to abstract away a lot of the annoyance of blockchains. You can sign up for a Coinbase Smart Wallet with your Google login or an email address. It's very simple. However, Coinbase Smart Wallet is annoying to use. It feels weird. Whereas when I log on to my abstract wallet, everything's in one place. The user experience is incredibly simple. It makes sense to me. I never really got a Coinbase Smart Wallet. It didn't really make sense to me. It was honestly still confusing. This makes sense, okay? Seamless user experience equals mass adoption. Well, you can see it firsthand how simple this is to use, right? This is built for actually being used. Very, very simple. Now, obviously, it's super early days. The streaming platform is really, really fucking shit. Like, there's maybe 50 actual streams that are live right now. You can count them, you can count them in about 10 seconds. However, it will get adoption over time. Multi-chain without the headache. Abstract integrates multiple chains behind the scenes, letting users interact with any dApp seamlessly. Okay, super important. Gasless transactions. So remember I said fast, cheap, easy to use? Well, if it's free, it's cheap. Scalable for real-world adoption. Okay, the architecture is built for scale. Easy onboarding for everyone. Abstract removes barriers like wallet setups and seed phrases. When you sign up for an Abstract account, it's super simple. It just says log in with email, Google account, or it was one other option. I just logged in with my Google account, right? Or I just put in an email. And then boom, I've signed up within like a second. Super easy. Now I have a wallet essentially, but you've had abstracted away the entire process of setting up a wallet. It was just super easy to set up. Consumer safety and recoverability, composability for consumer apps. Too long didn't read. Abstract is a blockchain for consumers. No wallets, no gas, no chains. Simple, scalable, safe. These are the words you want to see for the future. This is the fucking future. Okay? Hope you guys are ready for it because that's what we're heading towards. Okay? So they're focused on what I believe is the most important variable. They have a proven ability to drive exit liquidity. So Luca has turned Pudgy into an international brand outside of crypto. It's highly likely that Abstract is actually going to have a token. So a big part of the Base thesis originally was Base is going to come along and they're going to launch a token and it's going to inject all this liquidity into Base chain. They didn't launch a token, but it wasn't needed. The meme coins still went crazy. Brett went to 2 billion, Toshi 900 million, bunch of other big plays. Now with Abstract, Base, it was unlikely they got a token, but I actually think it's quite likely that Abstract will get a token. And the reason for this is I believe that Abstract is LucaNet's 9-figure money play. And the only way he's going to get this to a 9-figure money play is if they launch a token with which he owns a significant portion of the supply of. I think with Pudgy Penguins being at only a 200 million market cap, he probably doesn't own enough of the supply there to get to that 9-figure net worth level. And keep in mind, LucaNets was homeless for 8 years with his mother. that mentally impacts you significantly, especially seeing he's a young guy. It was something that probably happened to him quite recently. It mentally impacts you to where you basically have this permanent survival instinct to chase more and more money, even when you technically will never be homeless again. Just the ingrained PTSD will keep you working forever. And so when you are evaluating why someone is working and whether they're going to continue to keep working, you need to look at their motivations. You need to look at their drive. You need to see if it's something that's sustainable, something that is just permanently going to be there, or if it's just they're just going to launch the coin, they're just going to launch Abstract and he's going to retire and he's going to leave forever. I don't think that's the case. I think he's here to build this thing big. There has been rumors about Lucanet's retiring, but I don't think it's going to happen. Why would he launch Abstract and launch a token unless he actually had intentions to, try to grow this big, at least for 12 months after the token's out? Look, Newt as a play, we want to hold this before the airdrop, and then we want to sell it after the airdrop of the Abstract token, probably. So, if Abstract's around in 3 years, couldn't give a fuck. All I care about is the next 12 to 24 months, essentially. Now, this airdrop would be a massive wealth effect for the Abstract chain. The way I would view the Abstract valuation would be probably definitely in the top 50. I would say that Abstract should be worth more than Casper. It should be worth, let's have a look for another layer 2. Hyperliquid, I think it's going to be worth less than Hyperliquid. I think it's worth less than Ton. So I think it's lower than the top 25, but it's higher than the top 50. So I think it's going to be somewhere between here and top 25. So it's going to be a market cap at the current levels between 2.6 billion to about 7 billion. And so assuming 20-30% of the supply gets airdropped, that's a multi-billion-dollar airdrop directly into people's Abstract wallets. And so if $2 billion is going to get injected into Abstract and the number one meme coin on the chain is at a 2 million market cap, is that a fair pricing for that future that's going to happen probably about 6 months from now? In my opinion, it's not a fair pricing, and thus I think you have a significantly asymmetric upside buying in at these levels. Even if it's a 5 million market cap, I still think that's asymmetric. 10 million probably still asymmetric as well, depending on, obviously how the thesis develops. As well as this, the team is shipping really quickly and they stick to their deadlines. They've come out with new innovations and actual unique solutions to making Abstract as user-friendly as possible. For example, like I said, when you sign up to Abstract, you don't need to record a seed phrase or any of this bullshit. You literally are signing up with your Google account or email, and that's the process for if you ever run into issues with logging back into your account. Okay. Now, in terms of a TVL perspective, the TVL of base at the time that I bought Toshi, which was after the initial sort of pump of the chain, it was about 495 million TVL. Abstract currently has a 40 million TVL. Now, the price that I bought Toshi is the same price that I am buying Newt now. You can see Toshi was 2.5 when I bought it. Newt's currently 2.4. I've actually been accumulating this, lower than the current price. So this is just the current price right now. But it's basically the same level as what Toshi was, even though the TVL is 10 times lower. You could view this essentially, maybe you would view this as, Abstract is, Newt is overvalued because the TVL is 10 times less. However, you have to consider that when I was buying Toshi, meme coins were not the meta. There was way less meme coins. Meme coins were not really a thing then. Also, you have to keep in mind that people are front running the Toshi thesis on Newt. Okay, so people already know that Newt's going to be big because of Toshi and what it did. And it's the same situation happening here. They're both the first CTO of their chain. People are front running it. So I would say that's the reason for Newt being valued a little bit higher. However, you can see here that it's early days. 40 million TVL is nothing. Base currently has 8 billion TVL. What's the difference between 40 million and 8 billion? I think it might be 200x, I think. But you'd have to don't quote me on the maths. But it's a massive difference in TVL, which is good. You want to be on a chain early. Now, there is a podcast here, which I'm obviously not going to play right now. But this is basically a video where Lucanets explains his thesis behind why he's building Abstract and why he's taking the approach that he is. I did a little summary here for you guys to save you time. the key insights to this video was the most important but lacking skill for teams in crypto is marketing and branding. And I 100% agree with him. Always layer 1s and layer 2s focus on the tech stack, and then no one uses the chain, no one builds on it. And the reason being is they suck at marketing and branding. For example, Arbitrum sucks, Aptos sucks, Dot sucks, Matic sucks. They all have a marketing and branding problem. Okay, so you can have the best app in the world, but if no one knows about it, it's useless. And I also spoke in person to Andrew Lee, who's a Bitcoin billionaire, been in crypto for over a decade. He built many of Bitcoin-related's biggest apps. I think he built the Lightning Network from memory. Don't quote me. And he kept talking to me about how he wished he focused more on marketing and how important marketing is. He was paying massive six-figure checks to people who were very advanced in the online space for generating attention, basically just to mentor him on how to be better at marketing. So this guy, building crazy tech apps for Bitcoin, realized after 10 years, fuck, maybe I do need to focus on marketing, okay? Now, number 2, blockchain tech is mostly built and ready for mass adoption. This is true. Like, the chain is fast, cheap, easy to use, relatively speaking. We're most of the way there. So the biggest the biggest advancements in terms of user adoption isn't going to come from the tech getting better in terms of the foundational blockchain layer. It's going to come from your ability to build apps that people want to use and to get attention and get distribution and drive that to your chain. That's what's going to be the biggest movers going forward. Another point, tech can be easily copied. So the thing with open source technology, which to a large degree crypto is that if you make some crazy tech innovation, like your optimism, and you allow people to white label your tech stack, and Base comes along and white labels basically the optimism tech, they've basically just copied someone else's tech, and they just plonk on the marketing on the front end. That's basically what Base did. It's similar to McDonald's building the systems and buying the IP for the name McDonald's and for the various burger combinations and marketing colors, and they run all the marketing, and then someone comes along and buys a franchise of McDonald's, and so they run that particular shop and they can run it how they like, but it's McDonald's business, right? They built the tech. Similar sort of thing, slightly different with what Base did. Base didn't build any real tech here. They basically white labeled Optimism's technology, and they basically pump in their own marketing to the chain. Now, obviously, there is some tech development. I'm not going to say there isn't, but that's what it is to a large degree, and that's what matters going forward in crypto. It's about the marketing and branding. The tech's there. You can copy it. You can copy 80-90% of the tech, and that'll get you most of the way there, and then it's just filling the gaps with marketing and branding, and you're set. Number 4, almost every problem in your business is a marketing problem, right? You get more eyeballs and you fix almost everything, and this is very, very true. And that's what Luca Netz has been able to do in all of his businesses. He's been able to do marketing. He obviously has Pudgy Penguins, the toy, in Walmart. He had another massive ecom business where the product was also in Walmart. I forgot the name, but this is I don't know if it was Walmart, but I think it was Target. Luca Netz is not new to getting distribution, right, and getting eyeballs and getting attention. This is his domain. And I want to show you this little update from Phantom. They've raised $150 million to build the world's biggest consumer finance platform. What is a consumer finance platform? Well, essentially a platform, an app that you store money in that allows you to save, spend, invest using crypto rails. That's what Abstract is building. They've built their own chain, and they've built a platform that you can store money in, you can trade assets, you can watch people stream, and you can donate money to the streamers, you can earn rewards from using the chain, and you can discover games and apps. So they built their own consumer finance platform, essentially. More so focused on gaming and streaming, but still very similar to Phantom. This is the future the world's going to, and you can see that is what Phantom is building. Phantom, probably the most popular mobile app in crypto, right? Now, let's go to this point that Luca wrote. So we're going to talk a little bit on the sort of path that Luca sees going forward, and then we'll get more into like the specifics of the coin, okay? Bear with me. This is important to understand. You guys need to understand this shit, or you're not going to have conviction, and then you're not going to hold for 100x, and you're going to miss the 100x like you probably did on Toshi, okay? There's 3 phases of spending in crypto that Lucas sees. Discretionary, which is going to be mostly gambling and entertainment. Necessary spending, which is going to be things that you have to spend money on a day-to-day basis, but aren't essential to your survival. And then there's the essential spending, which is things essential to your survival, okay? And crypto is right now purely for discretionary spending. You're not spending your crypto on fucking bread and water and electricity. You're spending it on gambling, right? But that's going to change into the future, and that's what Abstract is building towards. They think that essentially if you can get adoption in the discretionary spending section, you can expand out your offering to your user base and give them more of what they actually want. So for example, Instagram used to be just an app to post photos, and then they added stories, and then they've added messaging, and then they've added the ability to run ads on the platform. And there's all these different things you can now do on Instagram that you couldn't do when it first came out. Facebook, another example, they have their own marketplace where you can buy goods. They have Facebook groups. They have all these different things that they've added onto the core service. And that's what Abstract is going to try to do. They're going to get adoption in the crypto niche, and then they're going to expand their offering so that people do more and more of their spending within the wallet that they're using. And that's going to take us to mass adoption. And that's what I think that's a really good way to build the future towards. Now, let's talk about why I like Newt. I know we haven't even spoken about Newt yet. Well, Daniel, it's 100x. When are you going to talk about it? Well, let's talk about it, okay? Newt is the first community takeover on Abstract, same as Toshi. Toshi was the first CTO on Base. The team is decent. I've spoken to them in depth. They're probably not as high level as Coco, who's the guy behind Toshi, who's CTO Toshi. However, these are genuine people, the main guy behind it especially, and they have long-term ambitions, and they're good people from what I've seen, and they work hard and they're smart from a first world country, not some fucking Indian jeets that run the Chester coin that everyone knows is going to die. And I think that these guys are not going to do a quick rug and dip from what I've seen. The Newt meme is not some fake meme like all these other fucking shit memes that are on Abstract. Like Chester is Lucanet's dog, I'm pretty sure. And then we've got Chengu, which is some made up muscle character. Only people within the Pudgy eco would understand it. And then you've got Newt, which is a globally known brand. It's a TV show that's been running for over 30 years now. And the last show was about 8 years ago, and people still talk about this meme to this day. And I want to show you guys what this meme is. It's this one here. Newt. It's literally the meme. That's it. It's not that crazy, right? But everyone knows it. You can see 11 million views. 150k views, 2 million views. There's like Newt videos everywhere. Newt is, and this is 2 years ago, right? It's the show. This was, the Newt sound started decades ago, and people are still making videos about it that are getting millions of views. So that's just to show you the sort of global adoption of the actual idea. And Abstract being a chain that's going to attract normies, if they're going to buy a meme coin, are they going to buy fucking Chengu, which nobody knows about, or Chester, the literally gayest dog meme coin that I've ever seen, run by some Indians? Or are they going to buy Newt, which is a real meme that they've seen before? Oh, Newt, I know Newt. Oh, it's funny, haha, penguin related, haha, pudgy penguins, blah, blah, blah. Pingu sounds the same, haha, right? Now, the show, as I said, stopped in 2017. The first season actually came out in 1986, so over 3 decades ago. And even though the show stopped, the character has maintained international relevance to the point where the Pingu show is actually going to make a comeback. They've announced in October 2024 that they're going to release a new show, probably 2026 or later. It is a little bit late in terms of when the show's coming out. However, it is a good narrative just to keep in mind for the future, because this will bring back global mindshare to the Pingu character, and it's going to refuel the Newt meme, which I think is an awesome catalyst for a meme coin. I would expect the Newt valuation, if let's imagine a scenario where this Pingu show was coming out in 2 months from now, it would have a massive impact on price. I will tell you that. Now let's do some comparative market cap analysis. So the number one meme on Ton was Redo. Let's have a look at what Redo got to at its peak. It got to a 100 million market cap, right? 124 million market cap at its peak. Okay, I won't go and show you the charts for the others, but you can see here that, it's getting a little laggy. Sudang on Sui, all-time high of 280 million. Bread on Base, all-time high of 2 billion. Now, Abstract, I think, is a chain that is going to be competing with these other chains. More so probably going to compete first with Ton, being the least adopted. But, an all-time high of 100 million, we're buying at 2.5 million market cap. That's a pretty solid multiple already if it just gets to the first competitor. Now, some other points to keep in mind. Abstract, head of ecosystem, is a holder of Newt. Luca Nets follows Newt on X. I would assume he'll probably buy some Newt soon. The only Abstract meme that hasn't fully retraced and died off is Newt. All the others have basically died off. The charts look shit. Newt's the only good chart. And so it's most likely to first be endorsed by the Abstract core team. If Abstract doesn't want to promote some pump and dump where the devs sold. They want to promote a coin that's community ran, has a good team or good community behind it, of people who actually are holding and not just cheating, and that's the sort of coin they'd want to back. And Luca and team are waiting for the ETH pump and broader market return before pumping their ecosystem. This has been confirmed by a friend of mine. So in terms of like Abstract promotion, they're not going to try to promote a hardball to market shit. That means that you're actually getting a better entry because they're doing less promotion during the shit periods, which should have a bigger negative impact on the price. And then when they pump Abstract, when the market's pumping, that's going to have an even bigger impact on the upside. So you should view that as a positive because it's going to cause more volatility for coins within their ecosystem in a good way. And so just to give you a one-sentence simple summary of this thesis, the first community takeover coin on Abstract with the best looking chart, and it's based on a real meme with global attention, is valued at a 2.2 million market cap, or 2.4, whatever it is now, on one of the biggest up-and-coming blockchains with a proper plan to scale to millions of users. Okay? Let's talk about some potential invalidations while we're here. Lucanets could retire. Unlikely, I would say, but could happen. Abstract doesn't drop a token. I mean, it's possible. But I don't think it invalidates the thesis. I think, Base did well without it, so Abstract can. Crypto enters a bear market. This would suck, but I think it's unlikely with what's happening. Abstract fails to attract users and kick off its network effect. This is a very real possibility. Building a layer 2 is extremely difficult. There's no guarantee they pull it off. So if no one comes to Abstract, then I don't think Newt would go so high. Doesn't mean it won't go up, but 2.2 million is pretty low, but it just might not go 100x. Newt doesn't own the IP rights, so if the Newt coin was to get sued by the IP owners of the Newt IP, that would be bad. Okay, but in my opinion, Newt's so small of a coin that this is a problem that you deal with once you're at 100 mil market cap or more. It's not a problem for now. And Team Jeets. So, over half the supply is owned by the people who did the CTO. Not one person, but it's like a group of people. And a few of them I know they have strong hands, but a lot of them I actually don't know. And so there is an unknown variable, the same as pretty much any meme coin. There's an unknown variable of the strength of the holders with these tokens. Every coin, majority of supply is held by a small group of people. It's just how it goes. I don't know how strong these people are. It's too early to tell, and it's yet to be seen. Okay? Now, when do you buy Newt? I'm going to assume if you're watching this video on my YouTube channel, the price is probably significantly higher than what this video currently is showing you. And just to remind you, if you are looking to get into coins like Newt early and not just be late, then you should be in my mastermind where I basically get everyone early access and they can copy exactly what I'm doing. If you want to get into these coins early and make more money, then it's a no-brainer. But look, if you're looking at this coin and it's at a significantly higher market cap, probably somewhere between 5 to 10 million, I would be saying to you that you want to be buying 60 to 80% decline. So all you have to do is go to the all-time high and then draw down. And you can see here we did a 75% decline, accumulate there. 50% decline, we almost got to the same level. And the second thing I would be doing is using what's called a VWAP. So if you come into Deck Screener, you press this thing, type in VWAP. you load it on your chart, you go to settings, you put it to century. You can see that the VWAP is basically the volume weighted average price. It shows you where the average sum of trades occurred. And so as obviously price goes up, the line goes up, and price tends to return to the level where most people bought it. And you can see that it's been a good support sort of level here. So assuming that the price goes up like this, you could wait for it to return to the VWAP, and then you could buy it at the VWAP. That's what we like to do. Okay. Where do you buy Newt? So I don't want it to be some gay tutorial of like, here's how to buy Newt. It's so boring. But I'll give you a basic one. So all you have to do is go to abs.xyz, make an account, and then once you're on this page, you want to go to your wallet, you want to press fund. You can either bridge from another chain, or you can send it from a centralized exchange or Coinbase or MoonPay. Once you have money in your account, you want to go to trade. You want to go here, type in Newt. This one, you can swap from whatever token you have into Newt. Boom. Now, if you're wondering why I don't hold Newt in this wallet, I'm just not going to hold Newt in a wallet that you guys know. And if I was to ever do that, it would only be, I would never keep my funds there. It would be to basically, if I ever had Newt in a public wallet that you knew about, it would only be to trick you, not to actually give you insider intel. Okay? Now, that's the video. Again, another reminder, if you're watching this and Newt's significantly higher, then I recommend for you, if you would like to find these things before they pump, to join my mastermind so you can get access to these plays way earlier than everyone else. And yeah, this is the next 100x play. I don't find these very often. The last one was Toshi a year and a half ago. So I hope you got value from this video and you consider buying Newt. Okay? See you guys in the next video.